And welcome to the Young Sportsplex here in Welland for the first of two slated this afternoon between the Niagara College Knights and the St. Clair Saints. My name's Christian Simmons alongside Lane Lounsbury and DJ Bloxile, bringing you live commentary here at the Young Sports Complex. A big win for the Knights yesterday, 8-0 over the Lambton Lions. They're looking to reproduce a similar performance here this afternoon. A couple of spotlights on a few players. Anisha Goebbels had a fantastic performance yesterday. Lane, tell me a little bit about her and how successful she's been so far this season.
Goebbels has been on a roll as of lately. She had 4 goals all within the last 2 games, and she is currently second in the OCAA in total points.
Do you want us to be talking over this? And with national anthems wrapped up, we'll get ready for kickoff here. 1 p.m. start time, as both of these women's teams coming off huge wins yesterday. As previously mentioned, the women's had a big win here yesterday against Lambton, 8-0 that score. And last night for the St. Clair Saints, they took on Redeemer last night, 2-1 finish. And a couple of notable mentions. Number 7, Victoria Walsh, with a huge goal last night, 5 shots on goal for herself. And Alexa Mognon with 4 shots of her own and a goal to add to the score sheet, as those two ladies had a huge contribution to that win last night. And they're looking to do the same thing here today, as the Knights will have to prioritize those two ladies. Very, very dangerous.
Yeah, Niagara is sure not going to have an easy one today compared to yesterday.
Absolutely not. This team has been on a roll. Had a chance to catch up with head coach Steve Vagnini before this one. Talked a little bit about the strategy coming into this game and what kind of strategic adjustments they've made starting this season. They originally played a 4-3-3. That was their go-to formation. They've since adjusted to a 3-5-2 and have had massive success so far this season. They're 3-1 and will so far be the Knights' biggest test of their early season.
Sometimes you get these things where offense leads to good defense, right? In some cases, so you get a more aggressive approach, and that can make changes. And it really, it's all depends on how people go, how the players adjust to each other and communicate. And if it works, you keep doing it, right? And apparently, it's been working. So I'm guessing we're going to see that 3-5-2 again today, obviously.
Most likely going to see that 3-5-2 again today. And for the Knights, they're going to be lining up in a 4-5-1 on the pitch. Should be a very entertaining game as these ladies take the field.
Should be a very aggressive matchup with those kind of lineups, too. With those formations, very aggressive. A lot of midfield, I imagine, going back and forth. But it's going to be down to ball control at this point.
For sure. Like you said, DJ, very crowded midfield here this afternoon. Should create plenty of midfield battles. But to your point, because of that crowding in the midfield, DJ, if they break through the midfield, there is plenty of room. Very, very open backfields for both of these teams.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of offsides too in that sense as well, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Should be a very entertaining one here. St. Clair to start. Official signal to both keepers. We are ready to go here at the Young Sports Complex in Welland. We have kickoff. And the Saints will start.
We'll see if Niagara can...
Kinsley Clow back to defender. Sorry, DJ. Ryder.
And we'll see if they can do that aggressive start they had last game. They had 4 goals within the first 20 minutes of the game yesterday. So if they can keep that up today, get that aggressive start, and maybe getting that aggressive start helps so that you can kind of back off a little bit and then take control at that point.
Well, it's very important that you get a strong start, especially when you're trying to set a tone. And Niagara really trying to take some wind out of the tank of this Saints squad. And a fast and aggressive start would be fantastic for them here this afternoon. That one out for Varmeyer. Back for Hannah Snell. She tries to return pass, and that one will just creep out of bounds.
You can already see the crowded midfield right now. It's all pretty much right within the middle center part. And so there could be a lot of offsides where you're going to see, I wouldn't be surprised if they both have the idea of defensively maybe doing a little bit risky of having them go, and then when they kick the ball, get them a little bit offsides if they get that call.
Absolutely. Defenders going to be playing very aggressive today, in your face. Try to stop, like you said, those aggressive runs and maybe try to induce a couple offsides here. That would be a strong strategy given the formations being played on both sides of the pitch today. That throw in attempted for Kinsley Clow. Tor Moreno jumps on it and does well to win that battle. Awarded a free kick.
Makes me wonder too if maybe because both teams are so aggressively have that aggressive formation, wonder if one of them will adjust maybe to a more defensive formation at some point.
Could be. Tor Moreno into the box. Nice defensive play there from the Saints. They'll clear that one.
Yeah, I think one of those teams is going to have to adjust at one point.
Loose ball picked up by Truant. Phillips. Nice defensive play there from Kersey, and the Saints will bring that back out to midfield. Tor Moreno. Play it over for Snell. Looking in the middle for Tor Moreno again. Great ball movement from the Knights to start this rush. That one intended for Ryder just slips through her 2 feet, and the Saints will pick it up. Olavito loses that one to Phillips. Here comes Ryder into the box. Nice defensive play from the Saints as the first real run of the game is for naught. Corner kick Knights, it'll be Tor Moreno.
And here we get to see the ideas that they have for the corner kicker. You're going to closer to the goal, a little bit more outside. That defensive strategies, it makes things a little bit different than what you normally like. Or sorry, the aggressive strategies make things a little bit more different sometimes too, right?
Tor Moreno into the box for Phillips. She'll try to kick that one on goal, and it'll fall a little short. St. Clair to clear. Played back by Collins. And right back to the keeper. She'll just boot that out to center. It'll be picked up there by Di Pasquale. She'll go far side for Varmeyer. Looking for Tor Moreno in the middle, and that errant pass will creep down to keeper Lily Estefan. Goalkeepers today, Sarah Haste for the Knights, and Lily Estefan from Windsor for the Saints. Nice move in the middle there from Olavito, and the Saints get their first real run. Nicely stopped there from Vogel, as that could have been dangerous. The Saints pick that ball up one more time. Here comes Lapos on the far side, into the box. Nice run from her on the net. Goal! How about that? Natalie Kersey with a fantastic run down the near side wall and into the box, and it's 1-0 Saints.
That was a good run. I was surprised that she was just able to run right up to the goal and get a good shot. I was waiting for some defense to come up. But again, maybe that's where that aggressive formation harms the team in that way, where they're not able to get that person because we've only got that one person back, right?
Well, that's exactly right, DJ. Like we spoke about pregame, lots of room in the backfield. And if these strikers can take advantage they will find themselves open in the 18-footer, and Natalie Kersey does a fantastic job to do just that, and it's 1-0 Saints.
I feel that they were trying to box in and waiting for her to do a cross, but she just kept coming in closer, and by the time they realized she was going to be able to take the shot, it was too late and it was in the net.
Exactly. She probably does a great job with the head fakes and the foot fakes, keeping those defenders on their toes. They don't know, like you said, whether that ball's coming into the box or if it's going to be a direct shot, and keeping goalkeeper Sarah Hayes guessing. Out for Kersey again. She'll cross into the middle. Nobody there. Tor Moreno will run onto it. Wow, she takes a spill. That one fought on by Lapos and Tor Moreno. An aggressive move from Lapos, and that will be a Knights free kick.
We'll see if the Knights can come back, maybe formulate a little bit more strategy to stop those kind of defensive miscues there. Again, with you saw there where you weren't sure because of before whether she was going to take the ball to the net or do the cross. So it's going to be hard, and they might have to adjust their strategy a little bit to stop that kind of thing from happening.
Deep Pasquale looking for Ryder on that free kick, and it will be a loose ball. Picked up by the Saints. They're looking to play it down the near side, turned over there. Phillips does a nice job to pick up that one, and it will go back for Sarah Haste. Haste takes a look, boots it back up the far side. There's Varmeyer. She'll just play it back for Truant, and that ball errantly sent up to midfield. It'll be a throw-in Saints. If you're like me, you noticed Hannah Truant and Hannah Snell have switched sides. Originally lining up at left back was Hannah Truant. Hannah Snell was playing right back. They have made an adjustment and totally switched after that first goal. So
they are adjusting in that sense.
Rob Lalama saw something he didn't like on that first goal and made a very early adjustment here.
It makes me wonder, too, yesterday Niagara was playing almost entirely in the offensive zone. They didn't really get much chance to have any defensive stops yesterday. So it almost feels like maybe they're trying to remember how they were doing things before in the first game.
Trying to remember how to play defense
Well,
again.
yeah, because, they literally were pretty much entirely in the offensive zone yesterday. It was pretty much entirely Niagara. So they didn't really get much of a chance to gel defensively yesterday, especially since it was just their second game, too, or the third game. So they really have to go back to remembering what they were doing for the first two games, but that was last week, and they had 2 games in a row, so maybe there's still a bit of an adjustment period that they're adjusting to how they're going together defensively in that sense.
Yeah, you got that right, DJ.
Absolutely right. It was a total field tilt yesterday for the Knights as they had their way with the Lambton Lions. Just taking a look at the box score from yesterday, Sierra Warkentin with a beautiful goal. Sarah Vogel as well. Tessa Varmeyer on the score sheet. And Lily Ryder with a pair. And Anisha Goebbels with a pair. So spreading the love.
And if you really want to know how tilted it was yesterday, the shots were 49-2 for Niagara.
Yeah, and for a soccer game, 49 shots on goal is extremely high. Like we talked about, if you had a chance to tune into the broadcast yesterday, high praise going to goaltender Taylor Goldsack yesterday for the Lions. She stood on her head. This Knight squad peppered her all afternoon and have nothing but good things to say.
It was a little rough at first, but she adjusted after a bit, and after the first couple of goals that they had, the first 4 or 5 goals, she really adjusted well and started doing a lot better. And
she did.
Really could have been even more than.
Here come the Knights. Varmeyer on the far side. She'll cross into the middle. Stop. Rebound. Still in the box. Phillips can't get on that, and the Saints will clear back to center. Truant looking for her left back counterpart, Snell. She's got it, looking for Phillips. That one just a little too far and a little too hard. Phillips couldn't quite run onto that one, and it will be a goal kick for the Saints.
And being the PA yesterday, I am able to see how they do the score sheets, and the score sheets only go up to 50 shots. So we were just okay, we had to adjust. If they get more than 50, how are we going to mark it now?
Yeah, it may not have looked good from a box score perspective, but when you're only allowing 8 goals out of 46 shots, you're doing something right, because it could have looked a lot worse yesterday.
Oh, great performance from Goldsack. His Knights offense has been very high-powered to start this season. The women have been in a totally different position than the men, as the men's team has struggled to start this season. Here come the Saints. Red Sea parts all alone. Great work there to get back from Di Pasquale, but we do have a whistle.
Looks like it's just outside the box.
Just outside the box.
So it's not going to be a penalty shot,
Perfect
but it's going to
timing.
be a very close free kick. So, which actually can be worse in some cases than having a little bit further out. Because if it's further out, you're able to get it over the tower a lot easier. But being that close, it's a lot harder to get a good shot on net over the tower. You almost
That's
have to
for sure.
you almost have to curve it around at that point. But that's a little bit harder at this level.
Well, the tower is designed to block some view from the attacking player, from the free kick taker. However, it can also work against you.
True,
If the
because if they go to the
goalkeeper
side,
has a difficult time seeing the ball coming around that tower, it can work against you.
if you can curve it around them, yeah, they can work really well.
Saints, free kick, nice block by Tor Moreno, and to counterpoint to our point, that tower there came in clutch for the Knights as that ball is brought back out to center. Here's Ryder. Lots of time. She'll run. Beats her defender on the left side. Here she comes into the box. All alone. She scores!
Lily Ryder! That's number 3 for Ryder on the year!
How about that? Number 3 for Lily Ryder. All alone down the near side. Creeps into the box and makes a nice play to go far post. Ties this one up for the Knights.
It's like you said earlier, we're going to have a lot of back and forth there, right? With the aggressive formations, we went from having a great chance for St. Clair, and then because of the defensive formation, Ryder was able to come back quickly and get in there, get it ahead of the defense and get in there. So if you've got speed with these formations, you're going to get good chances.
Played back for Leia Burrow. And across for Lily Collins.
Yeah, both these teams are taking advantage of the weak defensive sides in this game. We could see a high-scoring one today.
We could, but adjustments will be made by both teams, I would assume. If these formations do prove to cause issues defensively, both coaches will make adjustments.
I'm wondering to see if they'll make adjustments after the water break that they have. See what they do at that point. Talk to them, maybe get some ideas of how to adjust.
Well, maybe not after the first water break, because they still only have 1 goal each. But if it ends up being 2-2, then maybe it is time to consider.
Well, it could be. Especially if one gets ahead of the other.
Here come the Saints one more time.
Well,
that
yeah,
one
especially if
centered
one
into the
gets
box.
ahead of the other. Then.
Looking for Burrow. Nice sliding takeaway there from Tor Moreno, and that ball will come out for Phillips. Here she comes. Lots of room on this near side. Phillips making moves in the middle. Natalie Kersey giving chase. That one played back for Vogel. And she'll play it one more time back for Di Pasquale as the Knights want to reposition that ball. Nice work there from Rodrigue as that one's played back to keeper Sarah Haste. I have to say, starting this one, fantastic ball movement so far from the Knights. They have been the stronger of both clubs so far as moving that ball. The Saints looking into the middle. That one stopped there. Great work from Di Pasquale to take that off her. Crossed into the middle. Vogel heads that one back, and it will drop for Phillips.
That was a good header right there. Really stopped any momentum they could have had at that point.
Perfect header. Perfect timing, too. Here comes Kersey. A little bit of a ankle roll there. She seems to be okay and will continue down the near side. Into the box. Looking for Lapos. Shot on the net just wide. We do have a whistle.
Actually, it went in the net, but I think it would end up being offside. So.
I believe that's the call offside in the box. So a little bit of an early run there from Lapos. But a beautiful cross on the near side here from Natalie Kersey as she's been all over this near side so far.
No, Nice got lucky on that one that it ended up being offside because it went in the net.
Absolutely. Here comes Vogel up the middle. Lots of time. She'll look to make a play up the far side. Nice through ball. Looking for Varmeyer. Here she goes out in a running race with Maloche. Here she comes into the box. Ryder looking for number 2.
But a great save.
Great save.
By Lily Estefan.
Fantastic save.
Again, like I said, with the speed, if you've got the speed with the defensive formation, you can be able to get it past the defenders so you're not even having to worry about offsides at that point.
Yeah, but when you have a defensive backfield like that, both these goalies are going to have to work twice as hard.
Yep.
That one passed by Sarah Haste up the far side. Deep Pasquale will look to play that up for Tor Moreno. It's stopped by the Saints, but the Knights will regain possession and give it right back. Saints down the far side. Here they come into the middle, looking for Lapos. She'll shoot on the net, big save, Haste. Rebound is there, and she'll scoop it up very nicely. Sarah Haste showing some skill there.
They were lucky to get in there and stop the rebound before they were able to get to it.
Nice work. She knocked it down first. Doesn't want to injure her fingers, so she knocks it down and then scoops it up off the first bounce. So a great save there from Sarah Haste. Back for Haste. Haste in for Vogel. Back to Haste as they play hot potato. And it will come out to the near side. Phillips in for, looking for Devereaux. That one turned over, though. The Saints try to play that one on the near side wall.
Looks like we got a bunch of substitutions.
And they'll just pass that right off Phillips's leg, and it will be a throw-in for the Saints. Like you said, DJ, we have a few substitutions. Goal scorer yesterday, Sierra Warkentin checking in. It'll be Phillips and Molly Devereaux taking a seat. Anisha Goebbels, Sierra Warkentin, and Taylor Hines. Julia Greco taking the field for the Knights.
Maybe some strategic mix-ups there.
Could be. It's also a very hot day.
This is true. Yeah, we're good. We saw a lot of substitutions yesterday. We'll probably see a lot of them again today just to give the girls a break.
Absolutely. If you're just joining us here at the Young Sports Complex, just under 17 minutes played here this afternoon in the first of two between the Knights and the Saints. I'm Christian Simmons alongside Lane Lounsbury and DJ Bloxhile bringing you commentary here in Welland. It's a 1-1 game so far between these two clubs full of women. Great soccer so far. Back and forth. Great work from both keepers as this one is proving to be a tight one.
This might end up being a battle of the goalkeepers with how many chances each team is likely to get and already has. If you're the better goalkeeper, might end up being the difference in who wins this one.
Warkentin up the far side. She's stopped at midfield. Here comes Lapos. Plays that one in for Magnan. She'll try to center the box. She will. Stop there. Here's Kersey. Her shot blocked. Rebound picked up there by Snell and back out to center. Goebbels plays that one out. Here comes Greco checking into the game and immediately out and running. Here she comes down the near side. Centers for Ryder. Ryder there just pushed off of that ball. Nice defensive play there by the Saints, but we will have a call. Offside, says the official, and the Saints will go the other way. So the Saints elect to kick back to the keeper, and they will look to regroup here. Trying to find their way through that crowded midfield. Out for Kersey. Snell defending. Kersey taking her time with it. We'll play it back to keeper. Estefan one more time. She takes a look and tries to play that one for Kersey. It'll drop for Snell. And a loose ball into the middle. Picked up by Goebbels. Attempted pass there for Varmeyer. Tipped out for Warkentin and back for Tor Moreno in the center. That ball supposed to be for Varmeyer, but Tor Moreno just got a little too much of that one, and it will go out the end line, and we'll have a goal kick here for the Saints. As we approach most likely our first water break of the afternoon. Hot days like this one allows these two clubs to almost split up the two halves into quarters, DJ.
Yeah, it's almost like a four-quarter game at this point.
Right, it gives them an opportunity to get hydrated, right, prioritize their health, as that is the end-all, be-all, the most important. Besides the game, is these women's health and nutrition. We don't want anybody experiencing any difficulties here in Welland today. So water breaks slated for every 20 minutes this afternoon. That one's run on by Kersey. Lots of control for her so far this afternoon, as she's been the primary ball control for this Saints squad on the near side. Played in for Ryder. Headed into the center, loose ball. Goebbels is there, so is Zachary County. That ball tripped on by the Knights. And they'll bring it up the near side for Greco. Nice move on the near side. Here she comes. Chased there by Mognon. And beautiful work with her left foot to tip that one out. And we'll have a a corner kick for the Knights. Great opportunity here right before the water break for the Knights, maybe to split this one wide open, taking the lead. Not a whole lot of success so far this season for the Knights off of corner kicks. They've had one goal that I have seen thus far against Humber. Beautiful corner kick from Tora Moreno on this side, actually, and it was headed in by Ryder. But thus far this season, it's been a tough going for the corner kicks. In for Vogel, just a little over her head. Goebbels picks it up, rebound shot right over the cage as she attempts to put that one on goal.
You'd think it'd be a little easier, but it can be real tough because you got so many people in the box there. You have to get lucky in some cases just to be at the right spot at the right time and get that header in sometimes, or just get it. Sometimes you have to get it out of the box before you can even get it in too.
Well, that's exactly, it's placement is all it is. When you're working with corner kicks, it's got to be perfect. There's, like you said, so many people in the box. The margins are so tight. You need to find somebody, and you need to find them in the right spot at the right time with the right defensive coverage. The goalie needs to be in the right place. There's so many variables that need to come together.
And you have to put it in the right spot you want it to. So even if you have the right circumstances, if you don't put it in that right spot, it doesn't matter anyway.
Exactly, and then it needs to be hit correctly. On the total other side of the equation, you could put it in the right spot, and if you don't head, boot, bicycle kick, whatever it is you're going to do correctly, it's not going to find the back of the net.
Can they even bicycle kick in this league?
You absolutely can. I mean, you bicycle kick, you can attempt one. I haven't seen one to date. That ball, that attempted shot by Ryder, just a little wide of the far post. It will be a goal kick for the Saints.
Yeah, DJ, bicycle kicks are very, very hard to attempt. You have to be perfect with your timing and with everything.
I wouldn't be surprised in some cases, though, where in some leagues maybe they might make it so you don't do it, because it can be dangerous too. Having that leg come up out of nowhere that high, going towards where the head would be.
Well, that is the risk, right? You could not only hurt yourself, but you could hurt
other people, right?
You could hurt your opponents or your teammates. It's a very aggressive move, and takes plenty of skill and experience to pull off correctly. Vogel's pass picked off by the Saints. Here they come. Odd man rush played into the middle. Here comes Mognon. Vogel beautifully defended there, and she will kick that out the end line. Nice work from Sarah Vogel.
But good stop there. She came in right there, got that speed, stopped the potential. Like when you got to run a breakaway like that, it's so easy at that point. You just get it in because you've got the entire net.
Totally stifled that breakaway, if you want to call it. Mognon was all alone.
Did they call it breakaway in soccer?
I believe they called a run.
The run? Okay, yeah. Imagine
beautiful run by Mognon.
It doesn't happen often where you get a breakaway on your own,
No,
right?
it doesn't happen often. So you can't really. I guess you could call it a breakaway. Ryder on the near side, pushed out of bounds.
You could tell him a hockey
aggressively
person
there
like
by
that.
Leah Burrell, and we're gonna have a whistle. And a throw in Knights. Excuse me, a free kick Knights. It will be Goebbels on the free kick.
And Goebbels has been on fire this year.
She's been lethal from all over the field. In for Tor Moreno, drops just past her head. And that one will creep right out of bounds as you see the power from Goebbels, as she had a beautiful goal yesterday from maybe 5 or 6 feet outside of the box. She can hit it from just about anywhere. A very dangerous weapon for this Knight squad, as
And now she not only had 2 goals, but 2 assists yesterday as well.
Just all over the field. All over the field. She's had a fantastic start to this season, and obviously a big part of what the Knights are hoping to accomplish this season. As we will step aside for the first water break here and Welland at the Young Sports Complex, 1-1 through the first 25 minutes. Welcome back after that brief water break. These ladies hydrating themselves halfway through this first half. In a 1-1 affair between the Saints and Knights so far. Very entertaining soccer game. Lots of back and forth action and lots of fantastic saves from both keepers as we are underway here once more. Saints try to play that one out to the far side. The Knights will take control. Played in for Phillips as she is checking back into the game, into the center. Farmeyer into the box. She can't get a shot up. It's still there. Goebel's onto it, and she couldn't get a shot either, and the Saints will clear that out the 18-footer. Comes out to center where the Saints will pick up the loose ball. And Moyon will take a look. Not a whole lot of options up the near side, so she'll regroup back to keeper Estefan. Out for Snell. She couldn't handle that one. Kersey chasing a loose ball is just out of her reach, and it will come out of bounds on the near side. Throw in for the Knights. That one dropping right there for Greco. She'll lose it to Moyon. Played for Kersey. Back into the middle. Jam-packed midfield. That ball looking for Kersey up the near side, stopped by Vogel. That's her second headed defensive play through this first half.
And that could have been dangerous if she'd missed that too, because they were waiting to come around and get a good breakaway there.
Well, she's doing great so far, and she's 2 for 2. Let's not jinx her here. That ball played up the far side, just out of bounds once again. Warkentin on the throw-in for the Knights.
We'll see if the teams have adjusted a little bit to their strategies. They look to be still doing the same aggressive strategy. It was a little bit rough at first, but now they've kind of gotten more in the groove both sides, and it's been a lot more closer ball, not as many breakaways as it was at the beginning.
Kersey, nice pass, looking for her teammate. Just a little ahead of that one was Walsh, but a beautiful look from Kersey through ball. Very dangerous for the Saints there.
You can't always rely on getting those offsides, because eventually one of them's not going to be offside, and then that's when you're going to get burned and they're going to have a good chance.
Absolutely. Hayes. She'll boot that up the far side for Warkentin. Her pass looking into the middle, picked off by Moyon, and she'll go down the far side. Here come the Saints. Into the center, looking for Walsh. Nice defensive play from Vogel. She stole a goal there. And it will be a Saints corner kick. How about that from Vogel?
Vogel being steadfast in her defense right now, that's for sure.
Fantastic work there. The Saints elect to just pass that one out. Walsh into the middle, on the net, headed just wide of the far close post. How about that? Sarah Haste standing just a couple of feet away from that near side post, and that one very easily could have crept in. Nice heading attempt there from Olivito that just missed.
And that's what you need to do. If you notice too, they kicked it off the corner kick to someone else and then got an even better shot from there that really crossed right in front of the net to be able to get a good header. It was a really good strategy and almost worked. And if they do that again, next thing you know, it bounces a different way and it's in the back of the net.
Exactly. Great work from the Saints offense there to really create a dangerous opportunity, getting in closer proximity to the box before they cross that one in, like you said. Picked off by Lapos. Played in the middle, Montyon. Goes to her captain. And played again over for Kersey. On the far side. She'll boot it on the net. Just wide of the far post. That one will hit the cage, and the Knights will regain possession.
It's been St. Clair's been all over the ball since the water break. I don't know what the coach said to them, but it seems to have been working so far, that's for sure.
Couple of adjustments for them really quickly off the top of my head. Alexa Montyon has been brought to the right side. Kersey has been sent over to the left side. So they have a combination of Walsh playing left striker. They got Lapos in the middle, and then they have Montyon on the far side and Kersey playing in the midfield. So
I know
interesting dynamic.
They have 3 back now too, if I noticed.
Phillips in for Goebel. She's got Varmeyer with her. Looks into the middle. Can't cross. Nice defensive play there by the Saints as they will pick that one up in their own zone and bring it up the far side. Nice body position by Tor Moreno as she will return that ball into Saints territory. Saints up the far side. Ward Kenton picks that one up. Boots it into Saints territory where they will bring it back up the near side. Here comes Lapos. Looking to bring that one through the middle as
Snell has been excellent on the defensive side of the ball all game. She's been very congesting towards the Saints.
She has been very congesting on this near side, and since that adjustment at the beginning of the game, she's done very well to lock up Kersey and Lapos on this near side. After that original goal from Kersey to start this one, Rob Lalama makes a very quick decision to adjust his defenders, and it seemed to have worked out so far for the Knights.
Snell's been very aggressive with her defense as well. They're just on ball keeper all the time, not laying back, just going right to where the ball is and challenging the offense.
That ball dropped into the center. The Saints will boot it out to midfield. Loose ball there. Beautiful touch there from the Saints. How about that at midfield? Great work there from Zachary County. And the Knights will pick it back up at center. Tor Moreno looking forward. Kenton. That pass looking for Goebbels. Aaron finds Phillips, and that one possessed off of her as she is slow to get up. Phillips in a little bit of discomfort on the right side. Kersey couldn't keep that one in. Snell will throw. In for Greco. Tries to make a move up the near side wall, and that one is beautifully stopped there by Burrell.
As the ball goes right into our tent. Yep, and right under my table too.
Right under our table. We don't have the feet and the skill moves to be playing soccer here. That's why we're on the sidelines today.
That's why we're commenting. We're not playing.
On the net. Nice strike from her way outside the box, and that one picked up nicely by Estefan.
That would have been crazy for Goebbels if it went in.
Well, like we talked about earlier, she's got lots of power, and I could say she could score from just about anywhere on the other side of half.
Oh, and that was an excellent slide tackle from D. Pascal.
That's right. Here come the Saints. Other way. Played ahead for Lapos. Nice defensive play from Sarah Hayes. She comes right out of her box and plays that one out of bounds. The Saints just outside the box. Montyon will hit it in. Crossed. Off for Kenton. Drops for Lapos. Stopped by Haste. How about that save? Redirected in the box, and she does very well to regain her position and stop that ball.
Yeah, she was not ready for where it went. She adjusted, got in there, and just laid down on it, stopped any potential more rebounds from happening at that point. Just get the play dead at that point.
Well, to your earlier point, DJ, if the header doesn't come off the way you think it will, a repositioned ball could be very dangerous, and that's exactly what we saw there. Sierra Warkentin looking to head that ball, and it just, I guess she, it kind of confused her a little bit, the way it came at her, and it just dropped in an interesting way. Varmeyer in the box, looking to play that one. Nice defensive play from Estefan as we trade fantastic saves on both sides of the field here. Keepers showing their stuff.
Both of them being aggressive too, just going into the play, not waiting for the play to come to them, and stopping any potential problems from happening before they even start.
Not at all. Very aggressive work from both keepers as they are on their toes, ready to come out of their net and do whatever they can to stop attackers from getting deeper and deeper into their box and becoming more and more of a threat.
I mean, they can handle it, right? So they can come in and be like, I'm just going to grab it and just stop everything from happening to begin with.
Of course. Vogel plays that back for Haste. And the Knights will regroup. Haste will boot that up the far side. Drops there for Varmeyer, but she can't control it, and the Saints will hit that one back the other way. Kersey's header sends that one out for La Poste, but Vogel does nicely to kick that back out to center, and Saints will have to regroup. Down the far side are the Saints. Turnover there. Here is Phillips across midfield. She's got Varmeyer and Ryder with her. Trying to look far side. And that one's picked off, and Goebbels will pick up the rebound. Still fighting for it there was Goebbels, as Kinsley Clough does a fantastic job to draw that free kick, and it will be Saints ball on their side of half. Ball kicked up for Winger. Loose ball battles on the far side. Sent down the sideline, and Vogel is there. And she'll just let that one creep out. Great body control from her as the Knights will go the other way. In for Di Pasquale. Played up the near side. Far side, excuse me. There's Phillips. She'll lose that ball. Nice defensive play there from Hudson, and the Saints will go the other way. Here come the Saints. Turned over there. Goebbels picks it up. Some teeter-totter soccer here in the midfield as both teams struggle to maintain possession.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth, a lot of turnovers, but I mean, because the midfield is crowded, right? So
absolutely.
That's going to happen a lot.
Absolutely. Like we talked about, that formation that both these teams are playing is going to create a congested midfield, and these teams have done nothing but hound each other, and creates a lot of loose balls, a lot of battles in the midfield, and potentially a lot of fouls and free kicks in the midfield as well, and we've seen plenty of those here so far in the first half. Substitutions for the Knights. Varmeyer will take a seat along with Warkentin, and we will say goodbye to those two, and Lily Ryder and Hannah Truant will regain control of that far side. That one played in by the Saints. La Poste is on it. Into the middle. Kersey, her shot blocked by Di Pasquale. Great work just outside the box, and that ball will fly into the cage. Corner kick for the Saints. Great opportunity here for them. If you're just joining us, we are just under 40 minutes played so far in this one. 5 minutes to the half, and the Saints have a great opportunity here to potentially take the lead. It's been a very close game through this first half. My name's Christian Simmons, alongside Lane Lounsbury and DJ Bloxile, bringing you the call here in Welland.
Yeah, it was 2 quick goals right at the beginning.
That one
of the
into the
game.
box, tipped in front. How about that? They score. The Saints take advantage of that corner kick, and it's now 2-1 St. Clair.
In both corner kicks they've had so far, good chances, and like if you just keep getting it close in there and get good chances, it's going to go in, and that's what happened. They've had good corner kick strategy so far today.
Great corner kick strategy, like you pointed out. It's been great work from them. Layla Hudson, the second-year student out of Holy Names, in the box there to put that one home. And all of a sudden, 5 minutes to go in the half, and the Knights on their heels. It that quickly.
And St. Clair's been doing really good since the water break. It makes you wonder if they're going to do some adjustments to the Knights at the halftime and maybe change the formation a little bit.
Here come the Saints again. That pass, sorry, DJ, was headed for the box. Nice defensive play there from Vogel. Like you were saying, DJ, hopefully some adjustments for the Knights, probably defensive adjustments. I mean, it's been, for the last 5-7 minutes or so, all Saints.
Kersey forces the ball out of bounds, but the Saints regain possession.
That's right, Burrell, she'll throw it in for Montyon. That one's nicely picked off by Snell, and the Knights will just boot that one back out to center. Turned over again by the Knights at half. Having a really hard time getting across half here are the Knights. Tipped in for Kersey. Her shot deflected again by Di Pasquale. Fantastic defensive play there from her.
Came right out of nowhere and just stopped that one because it looked like it was going to go in if she didn't get to it. And they have a corner kick, but you know what? I'd rather have them get a corner kick than get a goal, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but
absolutely right.
corner kicks on this side in the last couple of minutes have meant goals for the Saints, so just as dangerous. Here they come again. Booted into the box. Looking for somebody. It'll drop. Goebbels has it. She kicks it out, and it'll come out for Phillips. Nice defensive work there from the Knights. Learned from their initial mistake.
It still looked
nice
dangerous,
move from
though.
Phillips. Very dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. It's been dangerous all game.
Well, they don't stack the box, which is interesting. The way the Saints organize their their corner kicks, is they place all of their forwards, for the most part, outside the 18-footer, and once that run is made, they begin to come into the box. There's no stationary players. Everybody is moving, and it creates a difficult environment for the defenders to really pick up their man.
Hey, there's a lot of chaos in the box.
Lots
really,
of
that
chaos,
way.
and it's fantastic strategy, whereas the Knights on the other side, their corner kick strategy is a little bit more stationary. There's not a whole lot of women moving. There's more of a standstill approach and a direct pass from one player to another, as opposed to an area pass, and those players can then run onto that ball, creating a little bit more confusion, like you said.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just execution or strategy, but you can see the difference in the chances that the Knights have had when they've done a corner kick, and how the chances have gone for the Saints when they get a corner kick. And all the Saints corner kicks have been very dangerous, whereas when the Knights have done it, it's been the kick in and then it's been out, and it's just dead pretty much right away.
Right, it's picked up immediately by a defender, or a deflected shot because those forwards have been immediately covered because they're really not in motion, and that's been hurting the Knights so far on their corner kicks.
Makes you wonder if they'll maybe adjust that strategy in the second half too.
Well, they just saw how it worked. I mean, they might very well do that. Here comes Victoria Walsh down the near side. Saints continue to be dangerous. Into the box, looking for her striker just through her feet. And that one will creep out the far side. Talia Liberty, just couldn't quite get a boot on that one. And like I said, the Saints all over the Knights here. On the net, big save by Hayes. Rebound is there, cleared by Tor Moreno. How dangerous was that?
It looks like it's a goal kick now, at least, so it's not a corner kick, so we've stopped the bleeding at this point. But but the way St. Clair's been playing, though, that they might have to change their strategy up after the half.
They absolutely might have to. It's been such a dangerous couple of minutes here, and the Knights just sweating the last minute of this half out. They can't wait to get to halftime. At this pace, the Saints will find the back of the net again. That one pressured by Vogel. Snell looks up for Tor Moreno. Nice body control there from Tor Moreno. That ball still loose. Tor Moreno still has it. Couple of moves through the middle, but that's a little too much and too far for her. Excuse me. Fantastic work from her there. That will be a free kick for the Knights. lots of work there through the midfield by Tor Moreno. Lots of pressure, and she does great to fight all three of those defenders off.
It really feels like the Saints actually have done a good job of clogging that midfield and stopping Niagara from being able to get anything going past midfield at this point. Most of their chances have been just coming up the far side or the near side on the outside, but when you keep it on the outside, it's hard to get a good chance that way.
Well, it could be a little bit of fatigue on behalf of the Knights here. They played a very, very intense and hot game yesterday that saw them out and running quite a bit. An open field is the way I would describe it yesterday. They had their way, and they were out and running. So the legs could be a little exhausted here. As far as St. Clair, I don't know what the conditions of their game was yesterday in Redeemer, but it couldn't have been much hotter than it was here.
No,
so
because Redeemer's, I think, out near Hamilton, I believe, out there somewhere. Like, it's not too far from here, so I imagine it'd be relatively close temperature-wise.
they also played later in the day, a little bit cooler.
Okay. Yep.
Whereas yesterday's game for the Knights was absolutely scorching hot.
Just like it
here
is
this
right now.
afternoon, and the ladies could be experiencing some fatigue.
But at least this time around, we are getting a little bit of a breeze, where yesterday, not so much.
Oh, yeah.
The breeze showed up for the men's game yesterday, so I wonder if it's going to do the same thing today. But
Here we got a goal kick for the Saints. As we have reached the 45th minute here. Halftime on the horizon. Here comes Lapos. Tries to play it into the center for a striker. Di Pasquale is there to rid them of that scoring chance, and the Saints will have to regroup. Moyon looking for Walsh. It'll find her anyways. Walsh, here she comes on the far side, on the net. Nice save by Haste.
another good chance there for
Another
the Saints.
great chance.
Lots of pressure coming. At this point, I think the Knights are just waiting for the whistle and get the half going and then regroup and figure out where to go from here.
That ball nicely touched by DJ Blocksile, out of bounds. Trying to pass it to the Saints player here. I love it. Leah Burrell, watch DJ Blocksile's skill moves on the sideline here, and we have halftime here in Welland. 2-1 St. Clair Saints through the first 45. As we take a look at a couple of very exhausted women walking off the field here, very hot this afternoon. As we get ready to step away here. But before we do, Lane, DJ, any notes from the two of you?
Well, St. Clair is clearly winning the time of possession battle today, so the Knights are definitely going to have to get more defenders on the field coming into the second half.
And I noticed near the end of the half, it seemed like St. Clair was doing really well, getting the ball back and forth, passing back and forth. Niagara, not so much. There was, if you went back to where Tora Moreno where she was going through defenders, and it makes you wonder, like, she was trying to get through all the defenders. Maybe it would be better to do the passing and get some passing going back and forth.
Oh, yeah, it was an interesting dynamic through that first half. I feel like the Knights did a great job. They came out strong. They had the first goal. And then we had a little bit of a stalemate through the next 20 minutes or so, both teams finding their way through the midfield. Some adjustments were made defensively on behalf of the Knights. And then in the last portion, the last third, I would say, the Saints really started to ramp it up, found their chances, found that second goal, and really found some momentum. So the onus is on the Knights here in this halftime, really to kind of regain their momentum that they built at the first half, at the beginning of the first half, excuse me. But we'll step away 2-1 for the Saints here in Welland. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to the Young Sports Complex here in Welland for the second half of the women's Niagara College Knights and St. Clair Saints affair here this afternoon, the first of two here at the Young's Field. We got the women's first, the men to play later at 3 p.m., so don't go anywhere for that one. But stay tuned for this one, as we've had a very entertaining affair to start our afternoon. These two teams have put everything they have on the line so far. It's been a very entertaining game, 2-1 so far for the Saints. My name's Christian Simmons. I got DJ Blocksile and Lane Lounsbury here with me in the booth, bringing you commentary this afternoon as we get ready to start this second half.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what kind of adjustments Niagara makes going into this half, because they spent a lot of time in their own territory in the first half.
Well, specifically in the latter half, they were doing pretty well. They came out strong in the first. Like St. Clair scored first, but then Niagara came right back and scored again. And it looked like it was going to be a wide open game with high scoring, but St. Clair seemed to adjust after the water break, and whatever they did seems to have been working. And Niagara needs to solve what happened and then try to figure out how they can get their momentum back again.
I think it starts with the midfielders, and it starts with how they break out of their own territory in their half of the field. They had a very difficult time bringing that ball up the middle of the pitch at the end of that second half, and we'll see if Rob Lalama has made any real adjustments here as the Knights retake the field. Here we go, second half underway. One drop there for the Knights. Sorry, Lane, go ahead.
It really felt like they were trying to, there wasn't a lot of ball movement in the middle for the Knights near the end of the second half. It almost felt like they were just trying to get it up on their own and try to break through that way, and it just did not seem to be working.
Right, a little bit too stationary, not a whole lot of feet moving, and not a lot of runs being made by the attackers, but even more so, not a whole lot of passes being made, leading runs for the attackers. So it was kind of a stale 5 or 10 minutes for the Knights at the end of that first half, and they'll look to.
And Niagara is getting a free kick after Lily Ryder was tripped up.
That's right. Tor Moreno into the box, looking for Phillips just over her head, and out the end line. It will be Saints on the goal kick.
I think one strategy too they need to do that's been hurting them is they haven't been able to find the open spaces very easily, and that's probably because of the midfield strategy that St. Clair's has. That makes it hard for them to get to those open spaces, and they've been doing a good job of stopping them from getting to those spots and being able to pass the ball back and forth.
Played in for Walsh, looking for some open space, and she won't find it. Nice work defensively there from Burrell. That one will go out the end line once more. Like you said, DJ, just a very congested middle field. It's been that way all afternoon, and I expect it to open up quite a bit here in the second half as both of these teams look to really close this one out here for the Saints. They'll look to tighten it up, whereas the Knights are going to look to break through that midfield with a lot more pace here in the second half. So we should see some fireworks here in the midfield from the Knights. That one dropped for Greco. Picked up there by Lapos, and that ball will come up the near side just out of reach for the Saints, and it will be Truant on the throw-in for the Knights. She'll throw it in for Tor Moreno, or attempted to, and that one's nicely tipped by Kinsley Clow, and Truant will have a redo. Phillips off her chest. Looking into the middle there for Ryder. Tipped by a defender. And sent back out to the far side. Here's Mognon. Nice through ball. Here come the Saints. There's Walsh down the near side. Looking to beat her defender. Tries to center once. She gets it back. And she can't hold on to it.
Great defensive play by Rodrigue over there, forcing the ball out of bounds.
We will have a goal kick. That ball was off Rodrigue, and we will restart with the Saints as we will take a look at their strategy here. Like I said in the first half, that their strategy for the corner kicks is a very interesting one. they stack a portion of the box, and they also have ladies running in. As that ball over to the back post, headed on by Hudson, and just off the right side of her head and out of bounds.
I will say the nice thing about that strategy for St. Clair is, like you were saying before, you don't know where they're going to be. Niagara Knights doesn't know how to set up their defense so if they have a particular strategy, they'll reveal at the last second. Next thing you know, the ball's somewhere where they weren't expecting it, and St. Clair knows where it's going to be, so they can be there to either head it, kick it, wherever they want to do, maybe pass it to someone else who's open.
There's Deep Pasquale looking over here for Varmeyer. Play it back for Truant. Her boot up for Phillips. Drops there for her. Loose ball fought on by two players. Saints will win that one, and they'll regroup back into their half. Goalkeeper plays that back up for her center back, and it's turned over there. Here comes Varmeyer down the right side. She'll shoot just wide of the far post. It's a fantastic effort there from Varmeyer, and she just can't capitalize.
No one there to get it in unfortunately, but the best chance they've probably had for a while, actually. And if they can do more like that, next thing you know, one of them's going to go in. So keep doing stuff like that. Get through that midfield. Get a good chance like that.
Yeah, St. Clair got lucky on that play, as it looked like a very easy tap-in for Phillips.
Just a great run. Just a great run, though, down this near side by Varmeyer, is doing a great job to round the corner of the left back and get herself into a position to put one on the net, and it was just wide. Great effort.
I think one thing I've noticed, too, watching them now, Niagara seems to like to try to beat the defenders to get past them in that sense, as opposed to passing back and forth. And that, of course, that worked against Lambton yesterday. And so maybe I wonder if maybe they're just been used to doing that after Lambton yesterday, and now they're having to adjust to maybe doing more of a pass back and forth kind of strategy.
Tor Moreno tripped up on the Saints side of half, and the Saints will have a free kick here. They elect to keep it on their side and regrouped on the far side for the Saints. That ball into the middle, lots of bodies flying. Devereaux was taken out there. We're gonna have a free kick for the Saints on the far side
for the Knights
of Saints territory.
For the Knights.
Fakes, takes, and down for Snell. She'll take a look, plays it down for Ryder. Just a little offside there, and Saints will go the other way. Like we've mentioned many times here this afternoon, offsides are something that play a big part in the offensive structure of a team. If you can find a way to break down their passes and understand when and where they're going to move the ball, you can put those offenders offside. You can find a way to disrupt their runs, and it seems like the Saints have had a pretty decent understanding of where these Knights are going to be running.
And it's a good thing to know when you've got that kind of aggressive formation too. So when you're going aggressive, you're going to have those times more where their offense is going to get past you. And so if you understand how the offense and what you can do to get them offside easier, then it stops a lot of potential problems that might end up happening before they even start.
Nice pass. Kinsey Clough into the middle for Zachary County. She gets met by Tor Moreno, but the Saints will take it right back just outside of the box. And Vogel will defend. Out for Devereaux. She just couldn't get a handle on that one. That one will go out the far side. Saints will have a throw-in. That throw-in didn't amount to much. The Knights picked it up on the other side of half, and they will push down into Saints territory. Here's Estefan taking a look, and she'll elect to boot it right up the middle. There's Zachary County. Played it up for Walsh. Over for Mognon. That ball beautifully played over the top. Here comes the Saints on the net. Nice save by Haste. Beautiful run there from Kersey on the far side, and an even better pass, lob pass from Mignon. Just finds her running down that far side, and Haste does well to stifle that chance.
Had some good back and forth this half. I think Niagara has looked a little bit better this half so far. They're starting to adjust a little bit. We'll see if we can get those chances to turn into actual goals, though.
That's right. It's been a great start for the Knights as they've regained a little bit of momentum, but it's also been strong for the St. Clair Saints. So I would say both squads have had exactly what they wanted to happen here at the beginning of this half. It's been, as far as a game plan perspective, almost flawless for both teams. Besides that miss for Varmeyer on this near side. But all in all, a strong start for both clubs. The Knights regaining some momentum.
Yeah,
that one in for Walsh. Played into the box. Kersey, she'll shoot. That one's just off the bar. She scores.
And that's number 2 for Kinsley on this game.
Natalie Kersey.
I'm sorry, Kersey.
Picks that one up on the far side of the 18-footer and makes no mistake, off the left bar and in. And just like that,
it is 3-1 for the St. Clair Saints.
Well, I mean, we talked a little bit about the Knights regaining some momentum, and the Saints decided to take a little bit back as they take a 3-1 lead here in Welland. If you're just joining us, just under 56 minutes played so far here this afternoon in Welland. First of 2 games this afternoon. Women's play first, men's play later. 3 p.m. start for the men's. Both of these teams coming off big wins yesterday, so this one, a high-flying affair thus far. 2 teams who have been very successful to start this season, and we've been treated to a great soccer game so far.
Lots of good back and forth, and that goal actually, it was one of the ones where it wasn't a breakaway. It was actually, they got in there, they went back and forth, they got a good shot from the outside, and it just went right in. Like, it was a perfectly placed shot.
Mignon brings that one in for Liberty. She can't hold on, and Kersey will turn that over. The Knights will go the other way. Here comes Ryder.
It's looking like a wide open field for the Knights, and as I say that, Leah Burrell forces the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, just a little bit too ahead of herself was Ryder. Just couldn't quite hold on to that one, and she got out running at a high pace, and Burrell does nicely to notice that and gets a foot on that ball. Substitution for the Knights. Greco comes in for Phillips as she'll take a seat. That throw in for Varmeyer. On the far side, tries to get past her defender. She will. Here she comes into the box. Centers for Greco. Greco, shot just wide. And that one will go out the end line. We'll have a goal kick for the Saints, but a nice pass from Varmeyer finds Greco in the box, and her shot just a little wide.
No one there to try to head it in either. Like, just looking, but just not close enough to where the goal was to be able to get there.
Nice pressure
foot on
there
the ball
from Truant, and that ball will head out the sideline. Di Pasquale throws that one in for Tor Moreno. She'll turn it over as a nice defensive play from Zacher County will bring that attack to an end. Here come the Saints the other way. Zacher County plays it out for Walsh. Here she comes. Beats Di Pasquale in the middle. Out for Mignon. And the Saints will set it up. There's Kersey. Moves around her defender nicely. Into the box. Nobody there. But we do have a whistle. And it will be a free kick for the Saints just outside the box. So Kersey makes a nice move around a defender, almost has her legs taken out, and that will be enough for a very dangerous free kick here, maybe a foot outside of the box.
So close to being a penalty shot there.
Very, very close. It's the right time to make an attack, though. If you think about it that way, these ladies know exactly where that box is. They've been playing this game for years. They know exactly when and where they can make an attack like that. And perfectly placed attack by Greco, and that will curb any penalty kick aspirations. Here are the Saints. That one into the box, looking for Walsh, headed by Di Pasquale, and that one is blown dead.
I think offside, I guess.
Looks like it will have a goal kick for the Knights. While Hayes lines this one up, we'll take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard today, Sunday, September 15th. Centennial on the road in Sudbury takes a 2-0 lead. Sorry, a 2-0 victory there. Great work for them this afternoon. Durham playing Algonquin. St. Clair, of course, visiting Niagara, and Seneca visiting Loyalist.
As Layla Hudson forces the ball out of bounds as it was heading right towards us.
Truant's throw, stopped by Greco. Tormoreno will pick that up and regroup back to their defender. Truant tries to make a move. That ball taken off her by Liberti, and the Saints will come the other way. In for Walsh, just out of her reach, and Hayes will pick that one up easily, sending it out to the far side for Workenton. Workenton's ball out for Greco. She's tripped up at center, no call. The Saints will maintain possession. Here's Burrell, plays that for Mognon. Out for Kersey, lots of speed down the far side. She's taken out, and we'll have another free kick. The speed of Kersey really kills, as that's the second time we've seen her beat a defender down that far side and draw herself a free kick.
Yeah, Niagara's obviously got to get aggressive, right? Because they're down 2 goals, but the problem is they're already having an aggressive formation. So what do they do at this point? Like, you're already having an aggressive formation. You've already been trying to be aggressive, and they've been unable to really get past St. Clair well. So what do they do? How do they adjust? How does Niagara come back now?
Well, it's less of what Niagara College hasn't done and more of what the Saints have done. Beautiful save there from
Sarah Hayes.
There, fantastic work. But you got to give a lot of credit to the Saints. I mean, they've done a fantastic job of applying pressure. There's been almost no breathing room for the Knights midfielders, and they've done a great job running in transition to draw free kicks like they just did. Natalie Kersey on the far side and Sarah Walsh here on the near side have done fantastic work to just keep that ball moving, and here they come again. Walsh makes a play through the middle. She still has it. Drop there into the box. That shot on the net, just wide. How about that attempt on the net from Liberti? Just off the far post, just out of reach for Hayes, but the combination of Walsh and Liberti showing you just how dangerous they can be. And that goes right back to my point. They've just been so strong coming through the midfield and breaking into the danger zone in and around that 18-footer. It's been very impressive.
And it's not like Niagara hasn't been trying. They've been trying. They just have not been able to get past the St. Clair's defense. Their midfield has done a really good job. And again, I guess that goes back to what their change that they made a couple of games ago, right? Where they decided to start doing the 3-5-2 formation, and it's been working, and it's still working right now. So,
yep, it's obviously that adjustment was a very tactical one on behalf of the St. Clair coaching staff, and
it makes me wonder if they made that change based on their personnel. Maybe they looked at who they have, look at their strengths, and see, like, okay, we've got decent midfield. Maybe we clog the midfield. We've got the kind of crew that's good at stopping them from coming through, so we can take that, be more aggressive, and at that point, then a good defense is a good offense, right?
Exactly. And to your point, DJ, at this level of soccer, personnel is a big thing, right? You got players who know how to play a certain position, and if you want to have them on the field, you have to put them in a position to be successful. Your strong personnel, if you want to put them out there, you got to put them in a formation that's going to accommodate their needs and their skill sets. And it seems
remarkable slide tackle from Di Pasquale. She has been all over the ball in this game.
That's right. Very strong defensive work there from Di Pasquale, causing that throw in. And the Saints will regroup. A little bit of a field tilt here. That ball has yet to cross the center line in the last couple of minutes. Devro makes an attempt at that one, and we'll have a free kick for the Knights. Here is their chance. Try to tilt that field back. It'll be Di Pasquale on the kick. And she'll just tap that one over for Vogel. Vogel plays that one in for Ryder, who is playing out of position, interestingly enough.
But hey, maybe that may be what the Knights need.
Tor Moreno
for some of their players to play out of position. She
is taken right outside the box. An aggressive move there from Walsh, and we're going to get a free kick here. Ryder seems to be okay, but that was pretty violent-looking slide tackle. So it'll be Tora Moreno on the kick. A small wall here for the Saints. Only a two-man wall, or two-woman wall, I should say. As both teams totally stack up the box. Tor Moreno into the box, looking for some help. Estefan comes right out and grabs that one. Great save from her.
Estefan was definitely looking like a free safety out there. She was scanning that field perfectly.
Absolutely, great catch from her. I guess she plays a couple of sports, a receiver and a goalkeeper. She can do it all. That one drops for Greco. Little bit of room, she'll attempt a shot, dropped by Burrell, and it will stay with Greco on the far side. Pressured out to the sideline, and that one will go out of bounds. Nice work there from the Saints, as we'll have a throw in here. If you're just joining us here in Welland, just over 65 minutes played between these two clubs. My name's Christian Simmons, alongside DJ Blocksile and Lane Lounsbury, bringing you the commentary here in Welland.
We got a little bit of cloud coming in. Maybe it's a little bit of relief from the sun. Probably won't stay here long, but hey, any relief is good, right? With this heat.
Well, you got that right, DJ.
It allows these players to really prioritize the game as opposed to their effort level, which is one thing that I think has definitely hindered the strategy of both clubs, is keeping their players fresh. And we've noticed lots of substitutions throughout this one and yesterday's affairs as well. Soccer, not typically a sport that has line changes, right? Most of these players will play the full 90 minutes if they can, and unfortunately, because of the sun, it's been a little bit more of a strategic substitution strategy for both clubs. And if that sun can maybe take its foot off the gas a little bit, we could see a little bit more of what these teams would be typically providing for us.
And who else but Di Pasquale? She kicks the ball right out of bounds, but gives the Saints the possession.
Strong defender, Di Pasquale. That's why she wears the captaincy band. She's a big part of that backside for the Knights.
Yeah, her left foot has been a magnet on defense.
The nice thing, at least for the weather, it hasn't been muggy this weekend, which is nice. So if you're out of the sun, you're in the shade, there's a nice breeze, you get some relief. But when you're in the sun, it bears down so hard.
Substitution here for the Saints. Zacher County will take a seat. And they will bring in midfielder Alessia Olivito back into the game as she gets a very lengthy rest. And we'll see if that bides her well. Here is Walsh on the far side, making a run. Looking into the middle, stopped there by Vogel, and the Knights will head back the other way. Di Pasquale out for Ryder. She couldn't hang on to that one and fought on there loosely by Ryder once more, but that ball will head out the other way and throw in here for Hudson.
And again, it feels like they're trying to beat the people. They're trying to get around them, and it's just not working. And they really need to get the passing going, but they have just not been able to get their pass game going. And so, because they've been relying so much on trying to beat the defender.
Here comes Ryder. Nice through ball, all alone. Shot. Big block. How about that?
Waited a little too long to get that shot off.
Great work defensively for her. As Ryder was all alone, just, again, to your point, they're having a really hard time getting out in transition. They haven't had their speed today. That's the one thing I've noticed, is their attackers have not been moving as fast as they usually will. And the Saints defenders have had more time to catch up, and that's exactly what we just saw there. A strong defensive effort from Kinsley Clough, stifling Ryder's run.
Yeah, I think you go back to what you said before, where it could just be fatigue at this point. Yeah, a little bit fatigue from having that long game yesterday. We're running around, and now Yeah, you're right. They're just not doing. They had a lot of runs yesterday where they were going down the sidelines with speed, beating the defenders, and they're not able to do that with St. Clair today.
Well, it was like an off-leash horse yesterday, running through the Wild West. They had so many chances, DJ. So many shots.
49 shots
49
yesterday.
shots yesterday against the Lambton Lions, and you can imagine how exhausting that can be, not for the Lions, but for the Knights as well. I mean, lots of attacking done yesterday, and it's gonna play a factor.
I mean, you think about it like a
in a
power
home
play
and
in
home.
hockey, right? Where you get the power play, you're running around, going around. Meanwhile, the defenders are kind of just staying stationary, going back and forth. So, in that case with soccer, it felt like a power play the entire game, where they were just kind of running around. And you're right.
And just so much room to run was the big one. And when you got room to run, you're going to run as hard as you can and take advantage of that space. And that's exactly what the Knights did yesterday, and seems to be hindering them a little bit here today as they don't quite have the legs.
It could just be that St. Clair now is just so fast, they're able to keep up with those runs. So the strategy they used yesterday is just not working today at all. And they've been trying to figure it out. But I don't know if maybe that's what they've been used to doing, because they won 4-0 the game before last week as well. So they've just been used to scoring and having the opportunities, and now that they actually are facing a team where they're having to adjust their strategy, they have to remember what they did in the first game where they only won 2-1. It was a close one there. They have to go back to what they were doing then and maybe use that strategy now if it works. But St. Clair's just been too good.
Exactly. It's been a very difficult experience here for the Knights this afternoon, and they're going to get a chance to talk it over here as we'll step aside. The second water break here this afternoon at the Young Sport Complex. 3-1 St. Clair Saints. We'll be right back after this short break.
No, the camera people.
Oh yeah, that is rough. But still, they're not wearing the layers like us.
Welcome back to the Young Sports Complex here in Welland after that brief break. Ladies, refueling a little bit. Hot one here in Welland as we get ready for the restart.
We got a little bit of clouds right now, but it looks like they're going to be going away soon. So get that relief while they can.
They'll enjoy it. We'll enjoy it. The fans will enjoy it. I think everybody enjoys a little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of shade, and a little bit of breeze here in Welland would be highly encouraged by all participating here in Welland today. As that ball just tipped out of bounds, it'll stay with the Saints. As that one drops there for Redmond. In for Kersey. She can't hold on. Nice defensive play for Kenton. Yep. And we'll have a corner kick here for the Saints.
They've been really dangerous on the corner kicks today. So, again, we're going back with the strategy you were saying, where they're outside waiting for the ball to kick in, and then when they run in.
They pile up at the top of the box, so nobody knows where anybody's going. That one into the box, looking far post header from Hudson, just over her head.
Just a little too far on that kick there, but again, like they didn't know where it was going to go.
Nice work there from Varmeyer, trying to outrun the Saints. She can't do that. Hudson tips that in for Kersey. Here she comes on the far side. Very dangerous today. Another shot from her, blocked by Di Pasquale as she continues to be a threat on the far side, and we'll have another corner kick here.
Kersey's definitely looking for that hat trick right now.
Most definitely. He's 2 goals so far this afternoon, and both of them coming from that far side, and she is dangerous anywhere. So much speed. It's very difficult to contain her. Here comes the kick into the box. Looking for Burrell. Out of her reach, drops for a defender. One move on the net, stopped by Truant. Nice block there from her in the box. And Varmeyer fighting with Lapos. Back for Truant, and the Knights attempting to get that one out will be unsuccessful as it drops back for Olavito. Truant out for Varmeyer. Tried to pass that one to Tor Moreno, but it won't find her. And the ball will creep back out to the far side. Here comes Kersey again. Down that far side, she'll keep it in. Looking at her options. Vogel defending. Nice work there. She'll strip Kersey, and that's fantastic work from Sarah Vogel.
They're really eyeing each other down there at the end.
Stacking each other up, a little standoff, right? And that's what you got to be doing with fast players like Natalie Kersey. You don't give them any space, and you don't favor one side or the other. You wait till they make the move, and you try to keep them in front of you. Somebody like that, if you make a move, they'll make you pay for it going the other way when they're that agile and that fast. So fantastic play there from Vogel. That's exactly what you want to see from your center back.
Yeah, Vogel's just been one of the best defenders that Niagara's had, actually, this game. You definitely can't blame any of the problems they've had on Vogel. She's been all over the place stopping the ball.
She's been fantastic. A couple of fantastic clears in the box in the first half, took away a couple of goals. And here in the second half, she continues. Where Kenton tried to clear. She can't. Kersey in the way again, causing lots of problems on that far side for the Knights. Vogel boots it up, stopped by Lapos. And it will drop for Greco. Nice touch from Greco. Out to the far side, and she'll look for Phillips. Very difficult time here for the Knights getting through midfield. That one out for Varmeyer. She'll run onto it. Some help in the middle. She'll find it. There's Greco. That ball tipped out by the Saints, and it will be a corner kick. Tor Moreno will head over, and hopefully the Knights could take advantage of this opportunity here, as they've failed on all of their corner kicks thus far to really not just generate any goals, but even just scoring chances. Most of their corner kicks have been relatively laxed and safe. That ball into the box, very high for Phillips. Drops for Vogel. She can't get a boot on it, and it'll come back out to the near side. Varmeyer looking for Di Pasquale. Drops for Devereaux. She'll make a move and get stopped pretty quickly by Truant. That ball comes all the way back down, and Rodrigue giving chase. She's got lots of time, and she'll survey the field.
Yeah, St. Clair's actually done a really good job, not just clogging the middle of the field, but the middle of the field too. They're just, anytime that any midfield chances in the middle, like around the nets, it's all been on the outside, all been on the far side, near side. Any chances Niagara's had, they've had to gut on that outside and in, and they've just not been able to get any of it in the middle.
Exactly. It's just been that kind of game for the Knights. Very difficult time breaking through center field, and you got to give credit where credit's due. The Saints have been very congesting and very, very aggressive. And here they come again. Walsh tries to play that off Di Pasquale, and she will. And we will have a Saints throw-in.
You're a lot less dangerous than a Saints corner kick so far this game, that's for sure.
That's for sure. That one dropped in for Olavito.
And Toro Moreno forces it out of bounds.
And that ball out for Toro Moreno. Played up for Phillips, just off the hand there of Zachary County. And that's going to be enough to stop this one. And unintentional handball, but kind of worked out in the Saints' favor as Varmeyer was making a strong run down the right side.
I don't think she heard the whistle because
they
were still playing the ball there.
Abby Redmond and Danielle Kersey to take a seat as we welcome a couple of new Saints to the field. Jessica Dole to take over at right back.
And with how Kersey's been playing,
and Lily Jazz.
She deserves a break. She's been running
absolutely deserves a break.
The
2 goals.
Half so far.
2 goals doesn't even quite communicate how valuable she's been to this team so far this afternoon. Just generating tons of scoring chances. She's been all over the place, causing fits for this Niagara College defense. Here is Walsh down the far side. Pushed by Di Pasquale, and that ball will be cleared out the sideline, and we'll have
Niagara ball.
Yeah, we'll have a Niagara free kick, so, or a throw-in. Yeah, it'll be a throw-in. Or Kenton. Drop that for Phillips. Should find Vogel, play it up the far side, looking for Greco, but that one just had a little bit too much sauce on it, and we'll go right out of bounds. Loose ball played by Greco, tipped off a Saint, and
we got that clogged midfield again here.
Here we go, clogged midfield. It's been that way all afternoon as we approach the last 9 minutes of this one. 81 and change played so far. If you're just joining us, 3-1 Saints thus far. I'm Christian Simmons alongside DJ Blockside and Lane Lounsbury, bringing you a very entertaining affair this afternoon as we enter crunch time. The Knights gotta have one thing and one thing only on their mind, DJ, and that's attack, attack, attack.
They're down
as
by
the
2.
time is really running out here for them. Saints have been doing a great job over the last 5 minutes or so, just again, like the end of the first half, keeping the ball in Knights territory. They've got no room to go anywhere.
They just can't breathe. There's no breathing room, and they've been reeling all game, and they're not used to that. Like they won 8-0 yesterday. They won 4-0 the game before. They're not used to having to be on the defense. They're used to the attack, and now they're having to counter a good attack from a good opponent now. And they just have
turned
not been able
over.
to solve.
Walsh in the box. Her shot, beautiful save by Haste. Wow, an errant pass by Di Pasquale, and Walsh right on the doorstep makes a huge effort near post, and Sarah Haste with a beautiful stop to keep this one at 3-1.
Bails them out on that pass there.
Wow. Sarah Haste has been spectacular this afternoon. That's just one in a long list of beautiful saves for her. That one into the box, brought back out, crossed again for Olivito. Herghead beautifully strikes that one, and Sarah Haste one more time says no.
She's ready for it right there. Saw it coming the whole time. It was a good header. Like, it would have gone in if Sarah wasn't ready for it, but she was there already.
She was right on it, just like she has been all afternoon. The Knights down 3-1 in no short of Sarah Haste's performance. It's been a great afternoon for her.
Yeah, the last goal, that you couldn't fault her for letting that one in. It went way overhead. Barely any chance on that one. It went off the crossbar.
It's just a great shot from Kersey.
Yeah.
And like we've spoke about many times this afternoon, we've said her name quite a bit. She's been fantastic.
Even after those 2 goals, like she could easily have 3 or 4 or more at this point. Well, 3 or 4 goals at this point, really, the way she's been playing.
Easily. If Sarah Haste wasn't standing on her head like she has been all afternoon, Kersey could have had 4 or 5. And not just Kersey. Sarah Walsh on this side. Sierra Lapos in the middle has been fantastic. Talia Liberti has had a few chances. It's been a relatively diverse attacking group from the Saints, and Sarah Haste has done her absolute best here this afternoon to limit the amount of balls going into her net. It's been a very aggressive and high-pace effort from the Saints, and you got to give them a lot of credit for what they've done here this afternoon.
They've been working really well together as a team, getting that passing going back and forth, and that's how you get through a clogged midfield, right? Instead of trying to beat your defenders, because there's just too many defenders, you have to do the passing back and forth, find those open spaces, and get the ball to the people that are open so you can get past those midfield without having to beat them.
Exactly. It's very, very impressive what St. Clair's done here this afternoon. Really riding high off of their win yesterday against Redeemer and bringing that same level of soccer here to Welland for their game against Niagara. We'll see what happens between the men's Knights and the men's Saints later this afternoon. So don't go anywhere after this one is over. We got a men's game slated for 3 p.m.
It'll be a quick turnaround from
Very
the end
quick
of this
turnaround.
one.
So stay on YouTube.
And I'll have to run quickly to the other side of the field because I will have to help out with the game day staff after this one, so I will not be around for the men's game. But it's been an enjoyable one, even if we have been doing well. But it's been an exciting game.
It's been very nice to have you in the booth, DJ. Always a pleasure.
Always love
Always a
working with the legendary Christian Simmons.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You will be a legend.
Pumping my tires. I appreciate it. Tor Moreno on the free kick. Well, Vogel and Tor Moreno lining up. It will be a take for Tor Moreno on the net.
Good shot.
Nice shot from way outside the box from Tor Moreno. She's not happy with herself, but I would say that's a great strike. Lily Estefan just a little better.
I mean, the only thing you could say is it was just right in the middle, so it was easy for her to jump and catch it. But
Here
I mean,
comes
still, it's a tough
the
shot.
Knights one more time. Greco to Tor Moreno. That one picked off in the box and brought out again by the Saints as we enter the final 3.5. Here, of course, without including additional time, which we do expect to be relatively limited. We haven't had a whole lot of stoppages here.
They usually do an extra. They've been doing extra 2 minutes at least, just for the water breaks.
Right.
So they've been adding that on to the extra time at the end.
Maybe 3 or 4
Yeah,
extra minutes expected here.
It's usually. I think yesterday it was around 4 minutes extra both games, and that's mainly just because of the injury time. Although there's no injury time for this game.
No,
so
I was going to say not a whole lot of stoppages here so far.
Maybe they just add like maybe 2 minutes for the water break.
Here come the Knights again. That one sent out for Walsh. All alone. She'll shoot. Way off.
No,
oh my God. Just
wide
past.
Just
Past the post. Sarah Hayes dives as far as she can.
It was a tough angle.
Just couldn't quite.
It was a tough angle at that point.
Just couldn't quite get her hands on it. And Sarah Walsh just couldn't quite tap that far post.
Yeah, you don't get a better opportunity than that, Christian.
No, you don't. But
It was, and the way she was, it was hard for her to get some lift off that ball too. Because if she was able to get some lift, then you've got a much better chance. But with the way she was going away from the net,
lots of momentum coming
the other way. You almost
Hard
just
to
have
kick
to
the
just
other way, right?
kick it and hope it goes in, and just wasn't able to get enough. Wasn't able to get it left enough to be able to get in the net. But a good chance, all alone there.
That one touched by Kenton. Devereaux will play it in the middle, looking for Vogel. And the Knights will look to break out here. Greco tries to make a play up that far side, and she'll get stopped pretty quickly. That ball
Sarah Hayes getting
for
aggressive
Sarah
there.
Walsh.
Sarah Hayes going,
And
no,
Hayes
I'm
says,
stopping
"You
it
know what?
right here.
I'm going to come pick that ball up. We are not allowing any more shots here.
Well, you mean we got to get aggressive too, right? Because we still got to score 2 goals.
No
so,
time. There's
yeah,
no time. Get
she's
that
gotta
ball
come out
and
there and
bring it
just-
up the field.
Yeah.
That ball rolls out. Di Pasquale will quickly get that one in for Truant. And the Knights coming the other way. Truant up for Phillips. Nice battle there. Phillips hits the turf hard. And we'll have a free
Nice
kick.
ball.
Well, no, a throw-in. Excuse me.
Nice throw in though. Nice still. At least control.
Varmeyer. Throw that one in, looking for Tor Moreno. She'll spin off a defender. One more time. She's getting held. Look at the jersey. You can see it getting held. You can't do that.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. And we're going to get a free kick
But again, it goes back
4 or
to
5
like
feet outside the box.
she knew she had to stop her for sure before she got in the box, right? Because as soon as she gets in the box, there's no stopping them at that point. Or at least if you do, then it's a penalty kick.
Of
so
course.
just outside the box, maybe try a little bit. If it works, if they don't catch it, then but if they do catch it, then well, at least it's outside the box. It's just a free kick.
But like, what was
Tor
the point of
Moreno.
even holding her? They already have a
Her
comfortable
kick
lead.
tries on the net. That one tipped in front, looking for Truant. And she can't get a foot on that. Tor Moreno will pick it up again as the Knights count down the last minute here, 30 seconds to go.
I mean, at this point, they're just trying to just stop the time going too, right? So, I mean, you take a little chances. If you get called on it, well, you're just wasting more time at that point.
It doesn't
too,
change
right?
anything. That time will be added into the extra time anyway, so it really doesn't change much. But I can see where they're coming from. The Saints are going to stop a scoring chance by any means necessary, and if you got to hold somebody, give them a free kick, take it. Take it. You're up by 2.
Yep.
The last thing you need is a quick goal, and then possession going back to the Knights once more.
You want it to be and make them as hard as possible for them to get it in the net at that point.
Devereaux tries to play that one off the end line, and she'll tip it out, and Saints ball.
Some good chances, but ultimately, yeah, just couldn't really get a good chance off that one. Even off the free kick, there really wasn't much off that.
Not at all. Truant will pick that one up. Tries to control it, had a hard time with it. The Saints will pick it up and just dump it right back out to midfield, where Jada Rodrigue will survey the field. Looking across, Warkentin makes a nice run and opens herself up on the far side.
Alexis, stay with your player inside. Good. Force her back, Jess.
Sierra makes a nice move, and she'll go down for Greco. Time ticking away here. The Saints continue to put up a strong defensive stance. And the Knights, with not a lot of time left, still in Saints territory. Warkentin tries to boot that one into the middle, and Estefan will easily pick that one up.
Saw that one coming. Again, the goalie's aggressive this game, just coming right out of the net, stopping any potential problem before they even start.
That ball headed by Rodrigue. A couple of hands touch it. The official doesn't mind, and will play on.
They both kind of sandwiched the ball at
I
that
think it was
point
more of a
there,
sandwich.
yeah.
I think, you know, they're not going to call that. It's
Neither
almost an
team had
irrelevant-
the advantage
yeah.
there, so.
ball tipped out to center, played by Di Pasquale. And it will drop for Phillips. Here's Phillips. She'll shoot on the net. Nice save, Estefan, targeting that far post.
Not enough on it to get past,
Just-
unfortunately, but it looked like if it had been a little faster.
Drink liquid. Stupid hot right now.
Yeah, just a good effort. Right spot, right location, and right placement. Just, you know, not entirely enough on that ball for Phillips. In for Devereaux. Nice move around a defender as she'll bring it up to the near side. Stops it there and will turn it over.
Lost her footing there, unfortunately.
Talia Liberti brings it up to center. That ball targeting Walsh. Here comes Walsh with Rodrigue. She'll hit it on the net, right off the post, as she looks to the floor.
Another dangerous chance for St. Clair there.
Very dangerous. And the Knights will just hold on to their 2-goal deficit here. That ball looking for Tor Moreno. She can't quite hold on to it, and the Saints will come the other way. That one on the net. Nice shot. They score! Brianna Kinsley-Clow picks up that errant pass and straight on the net for a beautiful goal, and that's 4-1 for the Saints. Yeah, Clough. And that all but seals this one.
She came right out of nowhere too. Like where the defense was not ready for her to come in, and she just split the D, had a good shot, and no chance really for Sarah Haste on that one. She was basically all alone. Trying to defend that one, but Kingsley Clough had all the time in the world to get that one off.
Here comes Walsh on the net, just off the post, as their offensive onslaught continues here in the 90th minute. And that's not the first time that's happened this afternoon, DJ. Lots of errant passes and out of position defenders, as these goal kicks have been relatively wild. And we will get the 3-4 whistle. And that will do it here for the women's. The women's St. Clair Saints take it over the Niagara College Knights 4-1 in a very impressive effort from them. Their midfielders and strikers showed up to play all weekend. Last night against Redeemer, a fantastic performance from them, and they continued that here in Welland.
I think that's 4 wins in a row for them now, right?
They are now
yeah,
4-1
lost the first
on the
game,
season.
and since then, my guess is they probably adjusted after that first game, right? And yep, well, that 3-5-2 has been really working for them, and you can see how it worked for them today. Niagara could not get past St. Clair's midfield at all.
Such a congested midfield with a lot of very talented ladies making fantastic skill plays in the midfield and in the attacking zone, just bringing that ball up the far side. Great quick shout out to Natalie Kersey. What a performance from her. 2 goals with a lot of speed up that far side, and she was all over the place here this afternoon. Lots of high praise to Sarah Haste. Great work in between the pipes. And for the Saints, Lily Estefan, fantastic performance from her. Plenty of chances for the Knights, and she just about stifled all of them.
She came out and she would kill any chance that they would have. She was very aggressive, and it worked because they kept coming from the outside, so she'd get in there, stop the play before they even had a chance to get rebounds or any kind of momentum at that point. There was just no momentum. The ball would come into the net, Esteban would be there, and then the play would be dead, and they'd just kick it right back and start all over again.
Just a very impressive performance here from the St. Clair Saints. Before we sign off, anything from you, Lane?
Well, as we all know, Niagara has dropped to 3-1. They will be hoping to get back on track Wednesday night on the road.
That's right. We'll see our women's play Wednesday night. Be sure to tune in to that broadcast. Won't be here, but it will be away. St. Clair Saints take that one 4-1 over the Niagara College Knights. We'll see you back here in a few minutes for the men's game. Don't go anywhere. For Christian Simmons, DJ Bloxile, and Lane Lounsbury, and the rest of our Niagara College Knights squad, thank you so much for tuning into this one.